Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the TJR Auto channel. My name is Tyler. This right here is the beloved Crystal, my favorite vehicle I've ever owned. And in today's video, we're going to try to get this thing running better. So let's try, I suppose. We're probably not going to get very far, but we can try. So I'm going to get down from here without hurting myself. Or if I hurt myself, do I not have to work on this? Big brain thinking, people. Big brain thinking. So, our first victim of today is going to be this beautiful 650 Holley carb. Now, this is basically a, I guess almost like a replacement, like a drop-on quadrajet replacement carb. It just looks super old and crusty, and either it needs to be rebuilt or replaced. So, a coworker of mine gave me a 600 CFM Holley. Needs to be set up a little differently, so let's get this guy torn off. Let's throw the other one on and see how it runs. First things first, we got this fuel line popped off of here, kind of let it drain whatever it wants to drain. We are going to end up having to cut this back. The new carb that we're putting on is not set up for this metal fitting or metal line with this kind of fitting. It's set up for a rubber line, so we'll probably cut it somewhere back to here or maybe somewhere down here, and basically then just clamp on a rubber hose from here, do an inline filter, and then up to the carb itself. But so fuel line's popped. I know we're going to have to pop off the throttle cable. We're also going to have to pop off the TV cable, which is this guy down here. And then I believe we have 4 half-inch nuts all the way around. We have 1 plug for our electric choke, which will no longer be used because the new carb's a manual choke, and I do have a cable for that. And then we have a couple vacuum lines, and it should come right off. Let's yank this carb. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, so now that we have the carb off the truck compared to a carb that's been sitting on the shelf for a couple years, I already have more faith in this guy over here. So like I said, this is a Holley 650 CFM. This is basically just like a stock quadrajet replacement carb, whereas this one is just a 600 CFM carb. I know that this came off of my coworker. Again, Keith, shout out to you. I know you don't watch my videos. Shout out to you, though. This came off of a 350 that he had, running 350, and that's currently in his rat rod that he's actually building and should be on the road soon. I think he put like a 300 CFM carb on it now, like a Motorcraft 300 CFM carb, just so he can have good gas mileage while cruising around. I don't know. Whatever. But already they look a little different looking at them. Again, on the old carb, we had the metal inlet line. And then on the new carb, we're going to have a fuel line that goes in right here at this nipple. Again, the whole choke situation, the old one was electric. The new one is manual. So I have a cable that will go into here. And then basically, you'll have a little button inside the truck to push and pull, like a knob that will open and close the choke when you need it. Keith did leave me some good vacuum caps, So I also ordered a whole new thing of vacuum caps. I don't just need them for this truck. I need them for other projects as well, but those will come in handy. And the only other thing I'm curious to see about too, which it looks like we should be fine, is we do have a spot for our throttle cable and our TV cable, whichever one goes where. So we should be good on that aspect. That was the only thing I was worried about. But other than that, a carb's a carb. I believe these also are different bore sizes. One of these is a spread and one of these is a square bore. So because of that, we are going to be putting on, and hopefully this solves it, a adapter plate. So we got to start off by cleaning the surface of the intake. We'll throw on our adapter plate setup. Then we can get the new carb on, and then from there we can kind of plan out where we got to cut the metal fuel line to be able to plumb it up with a rubber line up to here. Again, I did buy an inline filter to put in as well, so I have to do that. We are going to have to figure out what the hell we're going to do for the vacuum line that goes to the brake booster. That might just go to here. I don't know. Let's just go play around and see what the hell happens. Well, unfortunately, I just broke my microphone, so you guys are gonna have to deal with a little bit of wind noise and some cars flying past my house. But this is the point that we're currently at. I was able to refit the return spring, so feels fine. Still have to cap off a few vacuum lines, well, specifically this one. Then we're gonna have to plumb something for the PCV, and then we're also gonna have to plumb something for the good old brake booster. But I would like to hear this thing run, so I figure let's do the fuel line, which I cut off about this much, and then I'm going to be using this fuel safe 3/8 line that I had laying around. Going to use that to make our little line, and then we have one of these beautiful fuel filters that's probably going to burn the truck to the ground. And I also found these lovely little clamps that hopefully close good enough for this. So let's try to throw this bitch together. Not too shabby. I'll be happy if that doesn't leak. So we'll see what happens there. But now get to put on our throttle cable, which I have the pin for that, and then our TV cable. Alrighty, we already did get fuel up to the filter pretty quick, so now I guess we'll see if it'll want to run. It should have fuel added, so I'll sit in the truck now and pump it. I'm surprised it pumped up that quick. It's a good pump.
It's smoking.
Oh my God, help me, I don't want to die! Oh, stop, drop, and roll!
You're not on fire, Ricky Bobby!
I'm on fire!
You're not on fire!
Oh.
Nice.
So here's the screw that you guys can see on top, and then here is that nut. This is basically your adjustment nut and your lock screw, and then there's a washer on the top and bottom of that. And then that nut screws onto here, which is the needle and seat. So you can see here, which I've heard of being a problem on vehicles or carbs that sit for a long time, is this little needle can actually get stuck. And I believe this basically moves up and either lets the fuel flow or it stops it, one or the other. So now that we confirmed that this actually moves, I'm gonna take a guess and say if we throw this back in where it was, and I took a picture to count the threads of how much was showing out before, then I believe we can throw the nut back on, maybe adjust this lower, and try again. All right, give her a shot of cranking. I'll try to get you guys here and we'll see if it sprays out. So I did adjust it down more, so I guess the float was just adjusted too high. So, guess we'll have to do some adjustments to the idle, but it's running. So that's good. That's got to be less than 500 RPM. My lord. All right, let's start adjusting. A little happier with that. Oh, she's running. She's smoking from back there, but I guess that's cool. Well, she definitely sounds better and doesn't smell or smoke nearly as much anymore. But when you go to rev it, it still kind of is a little lazy. We have a little more investigation to do, but already it's a lot happier. Also, it stopped pissing fuel out of the accelerator pump area. I think once the seal got a little wet, it, you know, fix itself, so that's good. But so far, no more leaks, and we have some nice clean fuel going up to the carb, so that's good. I love this truck so much. I have to be fueled by alcoholic beverages to even want to touch it. Please, somebody buy this truck for me. Anyways, that's where we're going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I truly do appreciate it. But I'm happy that we at least got the truck to be running better down low. It is still not happy when you even try to move the thing back and forth, any of that kind of jazz. So I think we're having a distributor issue. I'll show you guys what the inside of the distributor looks like. It doesn't seem like the vacuum advance is working too well. It's very sticky. It's probably gummed up just from being old. It is an old GM distributor and cap, so it's either original or very, very old. So I'll order a distributor in, and that will have to wait till a later date. But very soon we will have content on the Marquee and the GTO, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I truly do appreciate it. I love each and every one of you. So if you want to see more content, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you drop a like and drop some comments down below. Let me know how much you hate this thing. And if anybody's interested, it's for sale. So please, come and buy this from me so I don't have to work on it anymore. All right? She needs a good home. Just not here, but she needs a good home elsewhere. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.